Good morning. This is day 5 of our journey in Israel. Thank you for coming along with us. Today we will be going to is a Israeli museum where they actually have the shrine of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which has some of the copies of books like Isaiah and some of Ecclesiastes. We will not be able to take pictures or videos in that place. Then we will be going to Bethlehem, where the place of Jesus Christ, and see some of that there, and we'll be in other places. Come along with us.
A little bit of the city of Jerusalem. That's one of our hotels. Atop the Temple Mount, you can see the dome of the mount. Right there, the gold. This is the Mount of Olives, so this is where Jesus ascended into heaven from up here, and where he will return one day, overlooking all of Jerusalem.
Facing the temple, and that's why the people in this mountain, when they buried, they are facing the temple west. They can tell you that the cemetery over here is considered the most important and the most expensive place in the world for every Jew that he will to be buried. Because according to the rabbinic law, those people are going to be the first resurrected people. Now, what we are looking for in modern Jerusalem, we can see the walls of the city. The wall that was built by the Ottomans in the mid-15th century, 1540. Above them, we can see that golden dome. The golden dome is called Dome of the Rock. And if you look all the way to the south, we can see another brown dome, and that's called Al-Aqsa Mosque. Behind the golden dome to the west, there is two grey domes, one big and one small. That's the Holy Sepulchre Church. The small dome covering the Golgotha, the big dome covering the tomb. If you go all the way to the south, you can see a wide dome, and that boulevard. More to the south, top of the mountain, over there to the south, outside the wall, you can see a big, huge church. That's the synagogue. Over there, that's where they have the Last Supper room. From the synagogue, go parallel all the way to the east, like all the way straight down in the valley, in this direction. Go all the way straight down. You will see another big church where there is like where there is a red roof. Here's a red roof. There's another big church with a gray dome on top. And that's the house of Caiaphas, the high priest. Gethsemane Garden. Gethsemane Garden is over there behind us. Behind me, what we call it, they call Sunday bath. Okay? So that's Sunday day. When we go back to Abraham time, Abraham came from the south and he came to Mount Moriah. He didn't know where is the mountain, but he came to this place. So that's Mount Moriah. And under this golden dome, there is a huge threshing floor. Following the tradition, on that threshing floor, Abraham bind his son Isaac. After 1,000 years from that event, we read in the Bible that King David bought the threshing floor from Araunah the Jebusite. Since the Bible is limited by word, but it's unlimited by the interpretation, the word threshing floor must have a meaning. Otherwise, why do I need to know that there is a threshing floor? Notice that King David bought a piece of land, claimed that Abraham bind his son Isaac on that piece. We found through the whole global, whenever there was a threshing floor, no matter those people which god they used to follow, if it's God Baal or any other god in the whole world, whenever they had a threshing floor, they used to build an altar to give sacrifice for their gods. Now this is the hint, which it's mean when Abraham came and he don't have maps to show them where is Mount Moriah. He stood over there in the south, in a mount we call it Mount Armona Tzif. He was looking to Mount Moriah, where should I go? I'm confused. And surely he saw a pillar of smoke going up to heaven from that threshing floor, the one that was built by King David after 1,000 years. So on that threshing floor, they built the temple. The temple in Judaism have two important features. The first one is the orientation. The second one is the location. Otherwise, you could build the temple any other place. The temple was built in the top of that threshing floor by King Solomon, 926 BC. So where is that threshing floor today? Under that golden dome. The location is there. What about the orientation? In all the temples that was built, because there was two temple era, Solomon, Ezra, and Nehemiah. But we know that King Herod dismantled this temple and he built a huge one. So that's why we say two temple period, but there was kind of three buildings. All of them followed the same location and the same orientation, which the entrance, all of them, all the time was from the east. That's mean from here, you could see the entrance of the temple, and the most important room, which we call it the Holy of the Holiest, was always on the west. And that's what connects us directly with the word Western Wall, because the Western Wall, it's the closest point that everyone can reach today to the Holy of the Holiest in the temple, while we are going to reach the closer than the Western Wall, which is the Western Wall tunnel, where we can stood parallel to the Holy of the Holies. Now, let's keep the Western Wall aside. King Herod, King David bought the piece of land. King Solomon built the temple. 7th century, the first wall of the city was built. And when the Assyrian was attacking the city, and they built a wall surrounding the temple and surrounding the city of King David. So where is the city of King David today? Look to the southern part of the temple. Look at the brown dome, and stay all the way to the south. Slowly you'll see a street where cars cross. Cross the street, and from there you start see the beginning of King David's city. We have ruins of King David Palace down there. That's the place where the Ark of the Covenant was set before they built the temple. When they built the temple, the Ark of the Covenant was moved up. So the walls of the city, the first phase of the wall, was going all the way to the south till the pool of Siloam. Later on, I'm going to speak more about the Siloam and David city. But here we can see the slope of the Kidron. We can imagine that the Gihon spring was somewhere over there. I'm going to point that for you because we are going to walk later on the Kidron Valley. Now, King David bought the piece of land. King Solomon built the first temple. 586, the temple was destroyed. After 70 years, the temple was rebuilt by Ezra and Nehemiah on the same place, on the same location, on the same orientation. And now King Herod wanted to build something for the Jews. He knew that they didn't like him. There's some kind of hatred in their hearts against him. He built a huge city for Caesar. He built a lot of temples for Caesar. So he wanted to build something for the Jewish nation. So he started an important project. The project is to increase or to create a flatron where people can gather. Imagine the top of the mountain. How many people can gather? Not too much. And if you bring any engineer and you ask him what is the way, how I can create a flatron, he says it's very easy. Build a retaining wall from the south, from the north, from the east, from the west, cover between them, and then you will have a flatron. And that's what he did. From here we can see part of the walls that was built by King Herod the Great, which we call it the retaining wall. From here, look at this corner where there's a minibus car driving, and you can see the color of the stones, the size and the shape is different than the others, because these stones are dated back to King Herod. King Herod built 4 retaining wall, but the weakest point of these walls were in the southern part, where you find today the Aqsa Mosque. Why? Because that's the deepest point, and his engineers decided to build several layers of arches to raise the level of the ground, which it means in case of any earthquakes, that mosque, not the Golden Dome, the Aqsa Mosque might fall down. Till now we are in time of King Herod. Of course, in the year 70, this temple was destroyed, and you can imagine the temple was the most beautiful building on earth in that time. That's what the Talmud mentions. You can imagine it was 5 times bigger than this Golden Dome. Roman destroyed the temple, after them Byzantine. Of course, Roman built in the top of that place a Roman temple commemorating their god Jupiter, the god of moon. Byzantine started, they destroyed these temples, and they decided to keep that place empty. They did not build anything over there. And Byzantine decided to follow the place where Jesus was buried and crucified. So they built the Holy Sepulchre Church, as I point out for you, the gray big dome behind the Golden Dome and the small one in front, which commemorating the Golgotha and the tomb. Okay, imagine yourselves at the Grove of Gethsemane, at the end, or the very end of
This is the entrance to the church built over where Jesus was born in Bethlehem. This is the Church of the Nativity, the oldest church in Jerusalem, dating back to 150 AD.
you can touch the star and you can take pictures.
Is there a hole there?
So after you visit the star behind you all the way down, that's the nature. So you move the curtain a little bit down.
The original cave.
Oh, you're welcome.
So what we just saw, as I mentioned earlier, this is the oldest church in the city of Jerusalem and all of Israel. The place we went down in is what they believe to be the Class A site of where
Jesus was born. Obviously, it's way commercialized and covered up by Catholic Church, but that little cave area was where they said the manger was, because they went down into that cave and the ground was just the ground that was still the original ground. That's the tree, and people wanted to touch it. So this is where they say is the place of nativity and the birth of Jesus Christ.
Peddlers on the streets is you cannot touch it or unless you automatically bought it. No, thank you. So do not take absolutely anything unless you're planning on buying it. Otherwise, they will not ever leave you alone. This is the Shepherd's Field area where the angels came and told shepherds of Jesus' birth in Luke chapter 2.
I am the gate, as if he is protecting us, as a shepherd is protecting his flock. My sheep know my voice. This is the exact thing. How a shepherd, if we talk about two shepherds, each one with his own flock, and they want to cross each other, trust me, the sheep will not get mixed.
You absolutely cannot grab anything out of the street vendor's hands or they will consider you bought it and make you pay for it. They will try to shove it into your hands, into your bags, anything if you don't want it. See, you grab it and they will never leave you alone. They'll just keep putting more and more in your hands.
See, I got this. There's the video, guys. Get the video.
Oh, he grabbed it. See? Gift for you. They say it's a gift for you. Don't take it. And then they just trick you. This is the wall and border between Israel and Palestine. We are actually in Palestine because Bethlehem is also located in Palestine now. And we're crossing back over into Israel. Here's us going through. It's obviously a lot slower coming out of Palestine into Israel than going the other way because they check Israel's a lot stricter borders than Palestine. And we are through after a long line and wait. Oh no, it don't matter. I don't care. Everybody can hear us talking.
Oh my goodness. If you do that successfully, then I'm pretty sure I'll be okay too.
Is 8:30 one of the times?
I think you're...
Excuse me.